This one's a bit more lighthearted, featuring another beloved VTuber, Henya the Genius, the VTuber formerly known as Pikami. She's not with VShoujo anymore, so I think we're all right talking about that. She's no longer contractually obligated to hide those parts of former life and early life. In a similar vein to myself, a child of two worlds, Henya is a Japanese American, has both Japanese and American family. But she grew up in Japan, more Japanese, but having not seen her, and I don't think she's ever done any sort of face reveal, people think that she is American in Japan. So, very much a hafu, though it almost sounds like, and we don't know for sure because, we don't know what she looks like IRL. We probably never will. A lot of Japanese mistake her for being an American from her appearance. I think from the way that she's described herself is very Asian in facial structure, but possessing this rather lovely kind of brownish blonde hair, which I think that sounds like an absolutely lovely combination. I don't know what her eye color is, but if she has something like blue or green eyes, that would be even more fascinating. And like I said, very lovely too. Hey, Sort of the Troll. Yes, this is Sort of the Troll and Henya the Genius here. You have 1 billion tabs. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's probably nearing 1 billion now. The way I look at her son is like when I'm in a Harry Potter and they pull up the mandrakes, all you see is her son's face screaming. Yeah. And talk of which, who can forget the whole fiasco with Hogwarts Legacy with Henya, formerly Pikami. Poor girl was harassed into graduating as a VTuber, laying low for a while, then re-debuting as Henya the Genius under VShoujo. Sort of the Troll is a guy who drives around Japan for hours visiting obscure countryside places and messing with new viewers. I watch him in the morning. Oh, very interesting. I may have to check out some more of his content. Guy's a 30-something-year-old former school teacher. Channel took off a few years ago when he did Filthy Frank-style reaction videos. He does seem to have really good comedy chops. You must laugh at it crazy-style, Dio. Yes, we do love her kettle laugh. She's a dear, lovely, sweet little kettle. All hail to the kettle. Well, speaking of kettle, let's check this out. A funny little collab here between Henya the Genius and Sort of the Troll. It's going to be almost entirely in Japanese. So, yeah, audio bros, I think I'm not really big on reading subtitles with videos, with short-form videos like this, so we'll either catch the VOD later or switch over to the visual side. Would be funny if Henya played Hogwarts Legacy too. That would be funny. I hope she does. If nothing else, then to just spite the trolls. He's done a few videos with VTubers now. Oh, that's pretty cool. I did not know that. Probably a lot of JP VTubers, if I had to guess, which, not surprising. Anyways, this is why Japan treated this half-American Japanese VTuber this way. 3, 2, 1, go.
パンチするんすか？
知り合ってすぐぐらいの人はやっぱ、
日本において
Huh? Nani desu ka? This Japanese VTuber was treated in Japan because she's half American.
このハーフアメリカン VTuber が実際に受けた仕打ちとは、その1、
Number 1.
レストラン。おいヘニャ、お前お腹空いてないか？
お腹すいた、なんか食べに行きたい。
ふん、しょうがない。じゃあすぐそこのレストランに行くか。
So dramatic.
彼女の名前はヘニャザ・ジーニアス。
This is Henya the Genius.
アメリカ
Henya the Geniusです. VTuber! He did a stream series visiting temples and another one visiting parks that are rumored to have naughty stuff happen in them. Ooh, scandalous.
のハーフである。よし、じゃあついてこい。こっちだ。
オッケーだよ。
And off they
いらっしゃい
go.
ませ。
Such a funny contrast. He's so dramatic, like this serious character in Yakuza. And he's like, okay, dayo! And then just, trots along like that.
何名様ですか？ふん。2人だ。
何このレストラン、面白い。
What the fuck? Oh my gosh! Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh no!
どうかしました？
ワーキングアメリカン。いや、でもこいつは
Fucking
日本育ちの
American.
ハーフでイングリッシュメニュー。 いやいや。
でも私日本語の方がわかるんですけど、日本語
No,
の
she speaks perfect native level Japanese, reads and writes in perfect native level Japanese. And yet, because she's half American, this is the treatment she gets. They hand her the English menu, probably with the gaijin markup too.
メニューないですか？
ファック。ディフィカルトイングリッシュ。
Please give me the Japanese menu だよ。
Onegaishimasu.
ネイティブイングリッシュ。シャリンガンにかかった敵キャラかを。
Are you a Naruto villain trapped in a Sharingan genjutsu or
お前は
something?
その1、日本語の方がわかるのに、レストランに行くと、大
No, she understands Japanese better than English. She actually gets over to visit whenever she gets over to visit family in America. She has a hard time with English actually. Her VTubing has been a way to kind of, do bilingual presentations, but also to work on her English. She plays up anime voices, done quite a few videos on them, and the difference to normal Japanese sort of just spouting up like he's Jotaro.
体英語のメニューを渡される。ヘニャさん、ちょっとまず自己紹介いいですか？
ヘニャザジーニアスと申します。VTuber です。
日本語の方がわかるのに、レストランに行くと英語のメニューを渡されるって実際あるんですか？
日本語を話しながら友達と入店したのに、友達は日本語のメニューで、ヘニャだけ英語のメニュー渡されることが結構あるの
They probably they see her and they just assume.
で、そういう時結構困るのが、
Also, those prices are fantastic. If there's a gaijin discount, I could get behind this. I mean, 0 yen for all of this. I'd get one of each. I can afford this. This is the exact opposite of daylight robbery.
ヘニャだけ英語のメニュー渡されるとか結構あるので、そういう時結構困るのが、
はい。
店員さんとかこう気遣ってくれてるのに、このヘニャが日本語を無慈悲に話すこ
Yeah, they're all just trying to be nice. They're really she's giving in the benefit of the doubt, and really I'm sure that intentions are pure.
とによって逆になんか失礼なんじゃないか。だからこの
She
まま
worries about if she's the rude one, which is very Japanese coded. That is very much a Japanese way of thinking. If she were more if she had more of an American coded brain, she would probably not give a shit about that. And it's like, oi, give me the Japanese menu, damn it. Or in her words, give me Japanese menu, dayo!
ふりをし続けるのか、日本語を喋れるって言った方がいいのか、すんごい悩みますね。
どうするんですか実際それ？
大丈夫ですって感じで気まずい感じで言うと、
はい、
向こうも日本語上手みたいな感じで言ってくれて、で、
Yeah, you'll hear that a lot when you're trying to speak Japanese, even if it's the terrible touristy Japanese like I have. Everyone there's just going to constantly be going, oh, Nihongo Jozu, Nihongo Jozu. And you're just like, no, it's not that good.
結局でもたまにメニューはそのまま英語の時があるので、英語のメニュー見ながら日本語でオーダーを伝え
To specifically request the Japanese menu, and they just leave the English menu anyway.
るって時がありますね。
なんかやっぱパンチとかするんですかそういう時って？
しないですよ。
なんでするのかなみたいな。
Don't you just feel like
善
punching
意
them?
でやってくれたわけですからね。まあ、
Yeah, just trying to be
ちょっ
nice.
と
しはしないんですね。
パンチは良くないですね。
パンチしないんだヘニャさん。なるほど。
パンチするんですか？
自分ですか？
Yeah, my, how the turntables. It's like, do you punch people, sorta? Got some unresolved internal anger issues, I wonder. Then again, some people try your patience so much that the temptation is strong some days. Rasengan! It's like us here in Denmark insisting on English when tourists try to speak our language. But to be fair, Danish can be quite difficult. And some of us struggle even to speak English properly.
英語のメニュー渡されたことないんで、パンチする経験はまだ今のところないですね。
じゃあ、渡されたらするかもしれない。
いや、される側なんて。
He would be punched.
言語の神。
私もそろそろちゃんと英語勉強しないとな。
おいヘニャ、お前そういえばゲームが好きなんだろう。
ゲーム？もちろん毎日やってる。
俺の友達がな、ゲームだと絶対誰にも負けないって言っているんだ。お前のスキルで 奴をボコして
A
くれないか。
いい
challenge.
よ、余裕。誰？
お前こんなとこに呼び出して今日は一体何なんだ。怪人。お前怪人と知り合いなのか。
こんにちは、ヘニャです。よろしくお願いします。
What? Very good Japanese。
いや、日本人なんで。
日本語がここまでペラペラ。
She is Japanese. She is also American. By Western standards, she can say both, and both are true. You know, she's got family in America. She's got ties to the country. So she can say that she is American, and that would be accurate. But she's also got ties to Japan. She's got family over there. She's a child of two worlds. She can say that she's American or that she's Japanese. And both would be true. At least according to Western standards. But in the eyes of the Japanese, a lot of them don't really say it, but she will never really be fully one of them because she's got that American DNA in her. That is just their way. Like we've had chatters and friends of the program who they too have family over in Japan, but they live in America. Very similar setup to Penny the Genius. So I think Henya resides in America, and the one I'm thinking of, at least, Henya resides in Japan. The one I'm thinking of resides in America. And they were going back to visit family in Japan, possibly even to live there long term for the foreseeable future. And it was one of the things that I mentioned on stream is they were like, yeah, first time in years I'm going back, probably going to stay there for quite some time. I was like, hey, I wish you well. Wish you all the best. Just go there with the tempered expectation that they're never really going to regard you fully as one of them, because even though you look like one, in this particular chatter of mine, I believe is like full-blooded Japanese by ethnicity, but nationality is American. So Japanese family, pure blood, but holds a US passport. And so to the Japanese, it's like you might as well just be a complete and total foreigner. Pressure to conform to their way of doing things and their way of thinking and acting and everything is really high when you are of Asian descent. Not so much if you're white boy like me. I'll never look like them. I'll never think like them. They just tend to have that sort of presumption of he's never really going to understand, so we're not going to put that sort of pressure on him. Whereas this particular chatter of mine, friend of the program, pressure's probably going to be a lot more immense on him. It's like, hey, you look like us. You need to start acting like us and behaving like us, conforming to our way of doing things. It is sort of I suppose you could call it kind of an inbuilt primal form of tribalism that just has always existed. And it wouldn't just be for people who are ethnically Japanese. That would apply to anyone who's over there who is of Korean descent, Vietnamese, Thai. They'll all tell you when they go over to Japan for work or school or whatever, there is that underlying pressure of you need to conform to our way of doing things because you look like us. You look very similar to us. Therefore, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. It's not so much for anyone who might be black or white or brown. They tend to look at us as just the other, no matter what we do. And it's like, oh yeah, they're not from around here. They're never going to be like us. Might as well not even bother. It's different when you've got the yellow skin. It's much different. So maybe remnants left over from the whole Greater East Asia Co-sphere of Prosperity or whatever the fuck they called it back during the occupation before World War II. But yeah, it's weird. It's a little weird. Or at least we would find it weird. For them and for someone like Henya, maybe not so much. You can be fully Japanese raised in Japan, but if your parents are fully Japanese but lived in America for a period of their life, the Japanese raised kid in Japan that's fully Japanese will be viewed as less than fully Japanese. Yeah, similar to treatment that Henya gets when she's in Japan, but also because she doesn't quite look the part. It's like a Danish person that's spent part of their childhood in Sweden or America. People put the Danishness into question. Yeah. Well, it's just a sort of a... It is a... I don't know what you would call it, like a sort of pre-mid-20th century mindset sort of remnant left over Yes, the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere. Fancy euphemism for Imperial Japanese occupation.
だとお前何年間日本語を勉強してやがる。
いや、生まれてからずっと日本語喋ってますね。
クワック Teach me English
Lesson 1 This is a pen!
This is a pen
Very good!
サンキュー詐欺の現場ってこんな感じなのか。その2
Can't help but think of that song of I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen.
日本語うまって言われるけど英語うまって言われた方がしっくりくる。これあるあるですか？
あるあるです。めっちゃあります。
日本語うまいって最後に言われたのいつですか？ちなみに
以前事務所に入っててその時に言われましたね。
英語うまって言われたことありますか？
ないんですよ。これ逆にアメリカにいた時もあったんですけど、アメリカに行って英語を喋っても英語うまとは言ってくれなくてですね。で逆に日本語なんか喋ってみてって言って日本語喋ると Wow, your Japanese is so good! っていや母国語みたいな感じなんですよね。
パンチするんですか？
Yeah, and the thing of it is that Henya's English is really not terrible, but I think there was one point where her English had atrophied quite a bit. She got back to America, and people kind of looked at her as like, "Hey, you're half American, aren't you? Why aren't you speaking English? Why are you speaking it all Japanese?" I think it was just because she had been speaking Japanese for so long, been so saturated in that, hadn't really practiced English that, like so many other Japanese out there, it atrophied. And so she had to start working on it again and building that back up.
は良くないですね。やっぱ今警察呼んだ方がいいですかね。
そうですね。やっぱ呼んだ方が自分
良くない。いや母国語みたいな感じなんですよね。
パンチするんですか？
パンチは良くないですね。やっぱ今警察呼んだ方がいいですかね。
そうですね。やっぱ呼んだ方が自分で通報しやすいところ
Focus on punching
そうですよ
people.
ね。
じゃあちょっと読んでください。
Do we need to call the
わかりま
police?
した。
その3友人の父親。
His dad.
最近ギターを買ったんだ。
ギターいくらしたの
300円だ。
？300円でギターが買えるなんてそんなはずが。
$2?
信じられない
You're
だろ
putting us on.
俺の家に見に来るか。
300円のギター見させてもらおう。
ただいま父さんいるか。おかえり。
There's dad.
遅かったな。ああ、今日は友達を連れてきた。おいヘニャ、挨拶しろ。
こんにちは、はじめまして、ヘニャです。
ハロー。
こんにちは。
父さん、ヘニ
That's
ャは
awkward.
日本育ちだか。ハロー。お前はハローっていう名前がついてるポケモンか。その3
Okay.
友達
They're trying to do the bit, but it just got too intense and awkward. Of Hello, hello, America ya, America ya, ya.
の家に行くと親にハローとか言われてなんか
ハロー。
これあるんですか？
一発目ハローとは言われないですけど、
はい、
なんて言おうって迷われることはありますね。なんて言うのが正解なんだって感じで困られることは。
Well, it's quite simple. Hello, America ya.
ありますね。
それでその後に何が来るんですか大体。
こんにちはみたいな感じに言うとこう、こんにちはって感じで、とか日本語うまいねって言われるのがまあ大体定番のパターンですね。
日本語上手。
はないですか？
まあ酔っ払ったおっさんくらいですかね。
酔っ払ったおっさんにハローって言われるんですね。
言われます。ハローって言われて、どうも。
Drunken Japanese salarymen are hilarious. I actually ran into a group of them when I was first in Japan. It was fun. It was entertaining to say the least. One of them, I believe, tried to start breakdancing in the street, tried to show off his mad dancing skills. And yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
って感じで終わりますね。
ハローって言われたらパンチやっぱしたくな。気のせいです。すいませんでした。何でもないです。はい。気のせいです。ありがとうございます。その4。
He keeps asking that.
今度はみんなでどこかに行かないか。どこか。どこに行きたいんだ。
私、北海道行きたい。
Hell yeah.
北海道か。北海道といえば海の幸か。北海道は食事がうまいとよく言うよな。
Yes,
Tokuni.
it is.
寿司とラーメンなんかがうまいらしいぞ。
And the milk and the ice cream.
待て、ヘニャが嫌そうにしてる。 確かに。
She literally looks the opposite of uncomfortable. She was jumping for joy at sushi and ramen.
は
ヘニャはアメリカハーフだからアメリカ料理が好きなんだ。くそ、予定変更。
Damn it.
北海道に行ってマクドナルドに行くぞ。それかドミノピザだ。
え、本気で北海道に行ってマクドナルドとドミノピザ食べ行くの？
For Mackey's or
嬉しそうに
Domino's.
してるぞ。レッツゴー。
お前らは私がイタリア行ってもバーガーキングを食べに行くと本気で思っとるんか？
その4、アメリ
I love that. Go to Italy to eat Burger King. I love it.
カだからアメリカ料理好きイコールハンバーガー好きとか思われてるが、ぶっちゃけ寿司とラーメンの方が好き。どうですか？
I mean,
知り合ってすぐぐらいの人
who can
は
blame her? I mean, in a pinch, I suppose I could eat some Muckies. I'm almost always in the mood for pizza. But yeah, sometimes it is really hard to beat a big, piping hot bowl of ramen, especially tonkatsu pork ramen. It's so peak. It is so peak. I love it. The salarymen sleep on the sidewalks near Soplan bars or Ichiran ramen. Sometimes. Oftentimes they just sort of stumble to catch the last train and then just make it home and maybe crash near the front door and then wake up and go do it all over again in about 4 or 5 hours, if even that.
あ、どこ行く？やっぱハンバーガーがいい？食べ慣れたものがいいっていうのはありますね。あ、全然寿司とか大丈夫ですよっていうのはありますね。
あ、やっぱね、これ本当なんですね。なんか大体マクドナルドですよね、ちなみに。
あ、そうです。マックとか、なんかステーキハウスとか、そういうの好きっていうのはあ
I
り
mean, I
ます
love a
ね。
good
例えば
steakhouse,
マクドナ
but
ルド行くって言われた時にやっぱ物投げたいみたいな感じ。
occasionally I love a good steakhouse, but occasionally I want some onigiri. I want some ramen. I want some sushi.
にはな
Feel like
あ、
throwing
もし
something
も
at them.
し、警察でしょうか？
その後バグ
I'm just going to go to jail before this is
コン
over.
サートがあるのに道に迷っちゃった。どうしよう。すいません。ちょっと道聞きたいんですけど。
ハロー。
もうこの際ハローでもどうでもいい。時間がないんです。東京ドームってここからどうやって行けばいいんですか？
おお、東京ドーム。
We've been there. We've reacted to a video about a hotel. That's actually up on the YouTube page right now. Lord Rexworth VT.
東京ドームイズ。あっちの方向って英語でなんて言うんだっけ？なあ、たかし。あっちの方向って英語でなんて言うんだ？英語で。くそ、わからない。ググるか。Wait a moment。
なんなんだこいつら。まずい。このままだと間に合わない。こうなったら Google 翻訳で東京ドームはどこですか？
Tokyo Domu War Doker de Sukar.
ああ、東京ドームはあっちだ。
あ、なんかゲームのバグ技を見つけた時と同じ気分になった。
その後日本語で聞いてるのに英語で返そうとされ
Still
る
try to
が、
answer
その
in
バグを
English.
直す方法みたいなものが存在する。
なんかそのグループでなんかこそこそ話してて、これ英語でなんて言うのみたいなのってあるんですか？
まあ2人組ぐらいで例えばこれなんて言うんだっけっていうのがあって、日本語で大丈夫ですっていう感じで言う場面はありますね。
その時どんな気分になるんですか？やっぱうぜーってなるんですか？
またかみたいな感じなんで、特にそんなにめちゃくちゃ気にはしない。自分の顔が
She's
日
really
本人っぽ
chill.
くないので。
ああ、なるほど。
Yeah, okay. She says she doesn't really look Japanese. So, somewhat of a confirmation. It's like maybe she looks a bit more European than Japanese? I don't know. Without a face reveal, we'll never know, but, I'm the last person who's going to ask for something like that.
なるほど。
仕方ないかっていうのはありますね。
ふざけんなよお前らってなんか叫んだりはしないんですか？
トラさん、あれですか？結構そういう場面があるんです。
What do you
自分
do
日本人
that?
なんで一回もないですよ。自分は一回もないです。これで終わりなんですけど、ちょっとなんか面白いこと言えます最後に。
6、7。
Okay, well, everything's awkward. All right then. On that rather awkward finish, we will go ahead and post the link in the chat, and we will move on to something completely different. Do you have your stream schedule posted? No, I don't really do a stream schedule these days. Most of the time I just stream on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, and even then, that's not universally consistent. So there may be some days I get home late, but I'm just too exhausted to stream on like a Saturday or something like that. And only reason that I've been able to stream several days this week is just because I've been home from work and not able to return to work. Wait, did she just? I can't believe she's done this. Yes, she did the 6-7.